Hello and welcome to week one of the second season. It's playoff time. And this week was a little bit unusual, Jeff.
The great majority of playoff teams got on the road to the Super 7 last night because of all that rain, and we were out in full force both nights.
Pleasant Grove versus Madison County was a Class 5A semifinal last year.
Now both teams are just trying to find their footing. Pleasant Grove and Madison County both closed the regular season with back-to-back losses. Team captains shaking hands there for tonight's first round matchup. Defensive struggle early. Spartans quarterback Miles Mason sacked on third down by a host of Tigers. But then check out the next play. Tigers punting here on fourth down. Madison County can't handle the slippery ball. Rodney Kennedy comes up with it for Pleasant Grove, and they finally have a spark. Just 2 plays later, it's going to be the big fella, Brandon Simmons, sloshing 7 yards for the score to make it 7-0 late in the first. And then deja vu for the Tigers, Simmons again, and it's a touchdown again, this time from 3 yards out. Pleasant Grove wins 35-14.
And Pleasant Grove will play Alexandria last night. The Valley Cubs advanced to round 2 with a win over West Point. The running game was the key. Keenan Woodruff, 181 yards, and this touchdown right here. On the ensuing kickoff, West Point's Cameron Moore gives the fans something to remember him by. And look at him go. 5, 10, 15. He goes 90 yards on the kickoff return for a touchdown, and that gave West Point the lead 7-6, but the lead was short-lived. All Alexandria after that, my man Jamal Tucker. 7 yards puts the Valley Cubs back on top. And my man Jamal Tucker, he ran for 192 yards and 5 touchdowns last night. Alexandria is on to round 2. The Valley Cubs win 41-21. Do the Homewood Patriots have more first-round playoff magic?
Last year, the Patriots stunned Hartselle on opening weekend, overcoming an 11-point deficit in the final 2.5 minutes. This year, it's a different team from Huntsville, hosting the Lee Generals. First quarter, second drive for Homewood, Carson Griffiths to Ronald Claiborne. And the junior will go 85 yards for the score. That's a great way to start the game. 7-0 Homewood. Next drive, the Patriots on the move again, and it's going to be Derek Underwood bouncing outside for 17 yards. That will set up another score to make it 14-0. And then it's going to be Griffiths dropping back plenty of time. He'll hit Tyshawn Buckner, and that goes in for the touchdown. 21-0, and Homewood rolls 49-14.
And the Patriots will play at Clay Chalkville, the top-ranked team in 6A, also the defending champions. Last night, they took on Coleman. Here's Ty Pigram, Piggy T, to Nico Collins. Pigram is now responsible for 105 Cougar touchdowns. He's done it in 26 career games. Coleman put up a fight. Ethan McMinn tied it with that touchdown run, but the Cougars can roll up some points and roll up yardage in a hurry. They came in averaging 52 a game. Brandon Berry breaks off a 20-yard run. Pigram, who threw for 4 touchdowns, also shows he's got some wheels. 5 more yards there. And don't go to sleep on A.J. Walker. He scored 2 touchdowns in the first half. The Cougars win 48-14. It was their 26th straight win.
Last night, Leeds advanced to round 2 by knocking out Clark County, up 17-0 in the second half. Leeds was pouring it on. Trey Nation, look at this, Mike, hops, skips into the end zone. 24-0 Wave Nation ran for 151 yards. Clark County didn't have any room to run. They get stonewalled here in front of their own end zone. Ball pops loose. Isaiah Sharp Perry pounces on the pigskin in the end zone. 31-0 leads. Then Clark County gives it another shot. And look at Josephus Smith cleaning it up right there. Wow. Late in the third, to Darrell T.D. Marshall. Up top, Decoy Freeman and the Wave rolls 43-0 leads, hosting Montevallo next week. Andrew Zhou's bunch, who's had a great year. Coming up later on the Blitz, we will unveil our list of 20 candidates for the Friday Night Blitz Player of the Year.
But next, we'll check in on the top-ranked team in 7A, Spain Park, hoping to get that first win out of the way, survive and advance. We'll be back.
Welcome back to the Friday Night Blitz. Since Spain Park lost its opener way back in August, they've been perfect, and while that got them to where they are now, it won't help them get to where they want to go.
And that, of course, is to Tuscaloosa for the Super 7. The first hurdle was tonight's game against Hazel Green. The first meeting between the two schools, Ryan Brown covered it for us.
Guys, Spain Park comes into the playoffs on a 9-game win streak. Having lost the season opener to Austin, they've reeled off 9 straight. It's a rough year for Hazel Green, 5-5, but they sneak into the playoffs as the 4th seed. Let's see how the game unfolded. Spain Park's defense has been stifling at home. They've only allowed 7 points all year, but it's the Jags offense that go to work first. The second play on offense, Joey Beatty hits Cameron Toyer 51 yards. It is 7-0 very quickly. Here's that stifling defense. Douglas Hensey and Josiah Johnson combine on the sack on the Hazel Green quarterback, a loss of 7 on the play. It sets up this 34-yard touchdown run by Larry Wooden. It is 14-0, second possession of the game for Spain Park. Hazel Green in their first sustained drive. Toyer in on defense causes the fumble. Houston Hollis recovers the fumble, and Spain Park is right back in business. We go to the second quarter. Here's a nice pass from Beatty to Emmanuel Holsey, the tight end, a 30-yard pass and completion that sets up this 31-yard touchdown pass from Beatty to Bridge Suber. 9:45 to go. It is 21-0. Spain Park. Suber in the back of the end zone. The Jags not finished in the first half. This 33-yard run by Wade Streeter sets up another Spain Park touchdown, and Streeter gets rewarded for the run. He's going to catch the screen from Beatty, and Streeter is going to rumble 20 yards for the touchdown. The extra point is good with 5:35 to go in the half. It is 28-0. It was more of the same in the second half. Spain Park rolls in the first round, 31-7 over Hazel Green.
It's been a rough 2 weeks, just, trying to keep them motivated because we knew where we was at, everything, who was pretty much going to play, and just to keep practicing and keep getting better for the playoffs. It's a good win for us.
We've been preached that the whole time before this game. You got to kick it up a notch because it is the playoffs, and everybody's from here on out is going to be really good, and I think that's what we did tonight.
It was round 1 of the playoffs. Put a lot into work this week, and we executed.
So that's the end of the road for Hazel Green. The Jags advance another round in the 7A playoffs. They host James Clemens here at Spain Park next Friday night, guys.
Thank you, Ryan. Injuries have really hit Hewitt-Trussville hard. The Huskies have lost 7 starters to season-ending injuries. Last night, the season came to an end at James Clemens. Third play of the game, Hewitt's Davis Bergen rolls out, lets it fly. He's picked off. There are also protection issues up against his own goal line. Bergen is swarmed under by a bunch of Jets. He intentionally grounds at the end zone. That's a safety. The Jets also getting it done on special teams. Emmanuel Wilder turns a whole lot of nothing into a whole bunch of something. Vapor, 80 yards on the punt return. Hewitt-Trussville loses 22-0. The last time Winona went into the playoffs unbeaten was 1995. That's 20 years if my math is right.
Yeah, absolutely right. Ronald Cheatham was the coach then. He's the coach of the Dragons now. Winona was 9-0 heading into last night's first round showdown with Randolph. That 1995 team finished 11-1. And just like that team, this bunch of Dragons have been dominant. Randolph had no answer for Tyler Thornton. He ran for 247, 20 of them right there. The defense has only given up 72 points. Armand Green gets the pick, and you love it when guys can get the pick and make big things happen after the pick. Green doesn't get in the end zone here, but it kind of just shows you how overmatched Randolph was. Tyler Thornton goes in for his 4th touchdown of the evening, and it's Winona in a rout over Randolph, 48-0, their 3rd shutout in the last 4 games.
I'm anxious to see that Winona defense next week. The Dragons will face Mortimer Jordan last night. The Blue Devils ground up Lawrence County. Juju Washington takes the pitch, and look at him go. Turns the corner. Nobody's going to catch him. Nobody's even going to put a hand. Well, they do put a hand on him, but he still gets into the end zone 56 yards. Jordan up 16-7. Spencer Brown, also a big game. He gains 14 yards down to the 1. Next play, give it to Brown. He goes in. He scored 4 touchdowns, and Mortimer Jordan wins 46-20. So Mortimer Jordan at Winona next week.
Last night in 3A, Glencoe hosting Culver County. Last year, the Yellow Jackets got to the semifinals, but not this year. Culver County quarterback Tyler Jeffries throwing the screen to Justice Aycock. And Aycock weaves 33 yards for a touchdown through that Glencoe D. The 3 seed in Region 8 was leading the 4th-ranked team in the state 20-0. It was late in the 4th when Glencoe finally got on the board. Chase Wilson looking for Aaron Bush, 32 yards over the middle, and that made it 20-7. Glencoe got the ball back, but not for long. Aaron Bush will catch the pass, but he's going to get stripped. Glencoe loses 20-7. Culver County hosts Winfield next week, and Spain Park will be hosting James Clemens next week. Coming up on the Friday Night Blitz, we'll have more from the state's largest classification, including the Vestavia Hills Rebels.
And the regular season was a little bit different for the Hoover Bucks, but it's the postseason that matters, and the Bucks know it. Here now is our Blitz cheer.
Jeff and Mike are out of sight. They're here to watch us fight, fight, fight. Jeff and Mike are out of sight. They're here to watch us fight, fight, fight. H-H-H-U-S-K-I-I-I-E-S. H-U-S-K-I-E-S. Let's go Huskies. H-H-H-U-S-K-I-I-I-E-S. H-U-S-K-I-E-S. Let's go Huskies.
This was not a normal season for the Hoover Bucks. Their streak of region titles was broken at 3, but all that matters now is extending their streak of state titles to 4. The Bucks' 86 playoff victories is the most in Alabama high school history. Tonight, hosting Buckhorn, and Hoover was sharp early. First drive, they go 58 yards in 12 plays. Chris Vaccarella rolls out and hits Cortez Hall 35 yards. That led to a field goal, 3-0. Hoover's second drive, quick hitter, Vaccarella to Quincy Cox. That goes for 29, down to the 20. The Bucks go 49 yards in 6 plays. Vaccarella rolling and hitting Shedrick Jackson on 3rd and 6 for the touchdown. It was 10-0, and that's the way it went all night long. Hoover had a lot of success throwing the ball. Vaccarella to Jackson again. Jackson goes up and gets it. He's ruled down at the 1. They scored on the next play, but they also showed they could run it. Once they got the big lead, they were able to eat clock and yards with guys like number 24, Vontae Brackett, and number 1, C.J. Sturdivant. And Vaccarella can run a little bit too, scrambling out of the pocket, gets around the far side. He beats the defense to the corner. All in all, pretty good night for the Bucks. They win it 38-7. You're getting there. I mean, you can see it. There are times where you guys are brilliant.
You know, we're understanding we just got to find an identity and have a sense of urgency. You know, I think that's what we've had the last 3 weeks is a sense of urgency. We still need to play with a little more energy tonight and keep playing like we're capable of playing. One
of the more impressive plays of the night for Hoover came on Buckhorn's biggest offensive play of the night. Dalen Morris looks like he's gone, but Malachi Heron runs him down at the 10. Hoover recovered a fumble on the very next play.
Vestavia looking to set up another rivalry showdown with the Bucks. The Rebels up in Madison taking on Bob Jones. This one all Vestavia from the start. First quarter on the goal line. Walker Minor heads to the outside, turns the corner. Rebels up 7-0 in the rain up in North Alabama. Later in the first, more from Minor. Right through the line. Picks up the first down after the 14-yard carry and then took a hit. Later in the drive, quarterback Brett Jones on the sneak, completely untouched. Vestavia wins it 28-17, so Vestavia at Hoover next week. Last night in the 6A bracket, Pinson Valley and Decatur to play Austin. The Black Bears hadn't won a playoff game in 23 years. Early it looked like they were snake bit. Timaeus Lowe fumbles the football inside the 5, and Pinson Valley jumps on it. The bad news, bad field position. And Jackie Matthews throws it up for grabs. And Rorik Stewart grabs it. And it's a pick 6. Austin wins 35-7. The host Briarwood, who beat Fort Payne tonight 30-26.
Also in 6A last night, Hillcrest hosting Northview. Cole Frederick, former Blitzball winner this year, had a big night, running for 2 touchdowns. Brian Robinson was his usual productive self. Here you see Frederick getting to the corner, scoring the touchdown. And I mentioned Robinson, 27 carries, 169 yards in this touchdown. But Pats fans couldn't breathe easy until the fourth quarter. Frederick finds Andre Gee for the touchdown, G, and Hillcrest wins it 36-15.
And Hillcrest is at unbeaten Opelika next week. Still to come on the Friday Night Blitz, we'll show you the list of our 20 candidates for the Friday Night Blitz Player of the Year.
And we still have highlights of 9 more games to show you, including Bessemer City, Midfield, and Northridge. But now we bring you our Band of the Week, the Hanceville Bulldogs Marching Band. They feature a big-time horn section. This year's show is titled We'll Take You Higher, including the songs Well Run Dry, Uptown Funk, Higher Medley, and Shock You Funk. Justin Watson's mom called. I think it was Justin Watson's mom from Helena. She wanted to make sure that her son got credit for one of those punt blocks at Helena. It was a big play for Helena, obviously. And, hey, man, parents got to be proud, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
First playoff win in school history.
Only 5 times have the Northridge Jaguars gone to the playoffs. Just once in those 5 trips were they able to advance out of the first round.
The Jags finished the regular season 8-2, and tonight had to travel to 6-4 Dothan. Long road trip. This is the first ever meeting between the two schools. And under 2 minutes to go, look at Northridge, up 28-0, blocking the Dothan punt. And that set up the Jags inside the 5-yard line. That's a pretty good field position where quarterback Tommy Bryant punches it in, and the Jags go up 35-0. First score they gave up was with 22 seconds left in the first half. Gives up a long touchdown pass, but Northridge wins 48-21. Get this, they'll host unbeaten Spanish Fort next week.
Bessemer City was in Montgomery taking on Park Crossing. This is just the second year of football for Park Crossing, their first ever playoff appearance. First quarter, Antonio Stanton connects with Jalen Waller. Nice gain inside the red zone for Bessemer City. Later, 3rd and goal from the 1. Stanton scores on the sneak. Bessemer City on top. This game went back and forth. Park Crossing responding. Hakeem Dudley takes the handoff, scores on a 10-yard run. The extra point was no good. Would that factor in later in the game? We'll just have to wait and see. Second quarter, Bessemer City punting. It's blocked. That's a safety. So that's 3 points now. Would have been a difference. Next Thunderbird possession, Dudley does it again, 25 yards. But I'll tell you what, Bessemer City did a great job, got a huge win tonight. 28-24 on the road at Park Crossing.
Last night in 6A, Walker hosting Scottsboro. The Vikings averaged 22 points per game this season. They topped that in the first half. A 35-0 lead at the break. Third quarter, Scottsboro's Bo Nix going deep. Lyndon Harris is there for the pick. And this is a big return. Takes it all the way back to the Wildcats' 25. Walker unable to capitalize with points. Later in the third, Nix tries his luck again. Oh, when's he going to learn? Again, he's picked off, this time by Lane Davenport in the back of the end zone. This is a 109-yard return for the score, but it's coming back. Walker called for holding. Walker wins, though, 35-9. Last night, Gardendale. Mike.
Punched its ticket to round 2, taking on Hartselle in the Class 6A playoffs. Zach Cups and his arsenal of weapons had a big game. Cups play action. Reagan Paget, touchdown Rockets. Once again, Cups on the move. Pumps, finds Kevin Howard, and look at this fingertip grab. Very nicely done. Now on defense, Hartselle goes deep, and it's intercepted by Paget. The kid was everywhere. Case in point, Cups, deep pass to the right side. Reagan pulls it in. Waltz is in for the score. The Rockets win 38-14. They have 9 wins in the season for the first time since 2002. They are at Walker next week.
Well, it won't be long now. We'll announce the list of our 20 candidates for the Friday Night Blitz Player of the Year Award.
And some coaches seem to have a knack for getting the most out of their guys. Bibb County's Matt Gohagen seems to be one of them. We'll mic him up next.
Welcome back to the Blitz. The Midfield Patriots played just 9 regular season games this season, going 6-3.
They have an emerging star in Ahmad Isaac, who would have to be on his game tonight for the Patriots to survive up. Let's go to midfield. This was the Patriots' 5th straight trip to the playoffs. Former midfield star and current Arizona Cardinal rookie J.J. Nelson was in the house. Opp leading 14-6 at the half. Patriots on the move. Darien Germany, Ach du Lieber, picks off Ahmad Isaac, and he's gone 43 yards. It was 21-6. Next drive for midfield, Cedric Russell gets loose. 29 yards. The two-point conversion was good. It was 21-14, but Opp had an answer every time. Look at the second effort from Tykeenan White for the touchdown. Opp wins 49-20. They will host Gordo next week.
Last night in 6A, McAdory with talented quarterback Jay Jones hosting Wetumpka and McAdory. Man, they just had way too many athletes, starting with Jones and Shaq Terry, who gets the pitch and runs close to the goal line, where Jones would finish the drive, keeping it himself and finding a hole. And then check out Jones showing off the arm. 60 yards to Malcolm Askew, who gets behind the defense. McAdory in business again. That led to this. Jones to Shaq. Those two accounted for 3 touchdowns each. McAdory wins 35-3. The Jackets host Benjamin Russell next week.
Aniana with the unenviable task of visiting unbeaten Cordova to open the playoffs. The Blue Devils 10-0. Late first quarter, Javion Hill caps the long scoring drive, 6 yards. The point after was no good. Second quarter, Aniana backed up in its own red zone. K.O. Powell gets picked off by Colby Fuqua, and the Devils are in business again. Ensuing drive, it's Fuqua again. This time, on 4th down, he hauls in the Jaden Kent pass. That made it a first down. 2 plays later, Taj Woods finds the Taj Mahal. Cordova wins 33-14. The Blue Devils go to West Limestone next week.
Another 4A game last night. Hamilton, for the first time since 1998, went to the playoffs with a losing record, 4-6, as they traveled to Region 7 champ Priceville. It didn't look good in the third quarter when Caleb Barker hit Kyle Haynes with a touchdown. 21-7, Hamilton was down, but back they come. Halen Stidham hooks up with John Kirby, and Kirby gets the first down. Yes! He gets the first down. And then Stidham shows why he is a dual threat. Runs in for 6. Hamilton comes back to win 29-28. The Aggies host Cherokee County next week.
Bibb County's season came to an end last night. 7-6, they lost a heartbreaker to Strawn.
But it wasn't because they got out-coached. First-year coach Matt Gohagen had his team ready to play. Here's Choctaw's head coach, Mike Up.
Week 11, you know what's coming. Hey, let's compete, get a little bit better right here. Good. Hey, you gotta do more than that. You gotta do more than that. Can you go? Can you go? I know, but you ain't like, I mean, don't you come off and freaking knock his butt out. Let's go. Hey, y'all brother-in-law in it. Come on now. Y'all get after each other's behind. Quit brother-in-law in it. That didn't make him any better. That didn't make him any better. Let's go. We got to compete. Be great right here, guys. Be great. Birthday is Friday, or it was Friday?
It is Friday.
How old are you, 21?
Oh! I'm turning 18.
All that beard, man. You got more hair on your face than I do. What are you doing? You just letting him block you down? How about fighting back and making him better, huh? Quit just taking it. These gnats here, man, are crazy.
Terrible today.
Little adversity. Who knew that adversity today would be gnats? Jam, get under 1. Where's he at? Right there. Good, good, good. I can't tell you how big this week is, but not because of anything other than it's the next game. That's what we've preached all year long, right? Yes, sir. The next game is the most important game because it is the next game. Don't look beyond it. Don't look behind. Let's just make sure that we do what we're supposed to do to be successful, okay? Do the little things right that we ask you to do every day.
And again, they lost to Strawn 7-6, but it looks like big things might be in store for Bibb County next year and down the road.
Yeah, they had a fantastic season. Coming up next on the Friday Night Blitz, will the star from your favorite team be on our list of 20 candidates for the Friday Night Blitz?
And we'll also recognize outstanding achievements, individual plays, and individual players. You're watching the Friday Night Blitz. Kudos to the Homewood Patriots fans who turned out in big numbers to support their boys tonight against the Lee Huntsville Generals. Patriots won 49-14. You know they got a great tradition. And this generation of fans appreciates the past accomplishments. It's part of the community's fabric. And they're all wrapped up in it. And for that, we salute you. Last night, Cleveland continued its most successful season in program history, taking on Reeltown. Reeltown in control with the ball and a touchdown fourth quarter lead, but they can't hold on. Cleveland recovers the fumble. Under 2 minutes to go, the Panthers quarterback Peyton Gilliland with the quarterback draw up the middle, breaking through for 27 yards and a touchdown. The extra point tied it at 20. Reeltown gives it away again. Gilliland with the interception. He returns it all the way down to the 5-yard line. Peyton Gilliland, a one-man wrecking crew, and that set up the game-winning field goal. It's good. Cleveland survives 23-20. The Panthers host Sulligent in round 2.
Victory Christian is in the playoffs for the third time in school history. Last night looking for their first ever playoff win against Woodville. V stands for victory, D stands for defense. David Smith took away a Woodville shot at the end zone with that pick. And then how about the O? Harrison Cheatwood scrambles, finds Sean Trawick, and look at Sean go. Down the sidelines goes number 5 for a victory first down. And here's a big target, Mike, Ethan Carlisle. When he moves, they move. Get out of his way. Just like that, he's gone. Victory Christian wins 33-19. Victory at Barry next week.
He didn't have to get out of his way. There was nobody in front of him.
I know. We can't wrap up the week without giving out some awards.
Let's start with the Blitz Play of the Week. And tonight's play comes from the Hoover Buckhorn game. Chris Vaccarella to Shedrick Jackson. Jackson goes up and gets it. He was ruled down at the 1. Could have been ruled a touchdown, but no matter. Hoover scored on the next play, and that is our Play of the Week.
And we hand out another Player of the Week Blitz Ball.
That's right. And this week, the winner is Pace Osment from Glencoe High School. Last week against Cleveland County, Osment made a difference on both sides of the ball. 280 yards and 3 touchdowns on offense. On defense, he had 6 tackles and an interception in a 38-20 victory. Congratulations, Pace. This football will be in the mail on its way to you shortly. Terrific, although your season came to an end last night. We're disappointed for that, obviously, but maybe this will help soothe that just a little bit. In case you missed any of our program or you just really need to see it again, ABC3340.com. Click on the Friday Night Blitz link for all the games, scores, and videos.
And you can also check us out on Facebook and Twitter, so make sure you get on there and send us your scores, thoughts, or whatever.
What matchups stand out for you next week?
Vestavia Hills at Hoover. Can Hoover get revenge against the Vestavia Hills Rebels? That's going to be at the Met. Also, I like Mortimer Jordan at Winona. Mortimer Jordan's got a really good offense. Winona, a fantastic defense. And does Homewood, Mike, have anything for Clay Chalkville? We'll see. We'll find out. We'll be here to give it all to you next week. We appreciate you watching. As always, be true to your school, just like you would to your girl or guy.